in my introduction video, I talked a little bit about logic and what it is, and I defined it in the case of deductive logic, or I should say in the sense of deductive logic. But really, there is another way of looking at this word logic. When we say logic, sometimes we don't mean exactly that kind of logic that I just showed you. Sometimes we mean more like just human reasoning, and how do we reason through certain things. So there is deductive logic, where we have this, sort of algorithmic way of going from the truths of certain things to other truths. But we oftentimes don't have enough information to be absolutely certain. Oftentimes we can't just go from an if A then B, A therefore B. Oftentimes we're going to have to go from, I have a limited amount of information. What should I believe, given that? And different logics are going to study these different things, ways of reasoning, we could say, and give us our best rules. So one example, it would be called inductive logic. And inductive logic is famously known as going from the specific to the general, whereas people have said that deductive is general to the specific. What I mean by that is deductive logic will say something like, all crows are black. That's a crow, therefore that's black. The general statement, all crows are black. Inductive logic is going to be something more like, that is a black crow. That is a black crow. A specific, observation, and then reasoning to a general conclusion. I've seen black crow, black crow, black crow, black crow, black crow. I've seen nothing but black crows, so I am going to reason that all crows must be black. And notice, this isn't absolutely certain, right? All this takes is an albino crow flying in and totally blows my reasoning out. But at least it's better than nothing, right? It's better than me just closing my eyes, not looking at anything and saying, all crows are black, right? This is a style of reasoning that will give us a probabilistic kind of conclusion. Another is, abductive. Sorry. Abductive reasoning would be reasoning to the best conclusion. So this is something maybe like in a murder mystery. Let's say the detective comes into a room that was locked, and there's a person that's been shot, and let's say you can only lock the room from the outside, let's say you can only lock the room from the inside, and you can't lock it and then close the door. This person has been shot. There's nobody else in there, and the door has been locked. You bust down the door. Now nobody saw this person being shot. However, given that the door was locked and nobody could have locked it and then left and all that stuff, and then there's nobody else, probably the best explanation for everything was that person shot themselves. Do you know that for 100% certain? No, possibly, I don't know, maybe they're ghosts. Maybe the person dropped the gun and shot themselves that way. And what if we had a suicide note, right? That would be even better reason. So how do we explain all these details? What is the best explanation given the evidence that we have? That would be something more of abductive reasoning, right? Again, not 100% certain like deductive logic, but still better than just saying, I'm going to just go out on a limb there and say suicide, right? We want to have good reasons, and some reasons are better than nothing, right? So those are different types of reasoning. And when we use the word logic to cover those, we mean something more akin to just, the science of reasoning versus the science of truth. Well, that's all I got for this one, and I'll see you later. Adios.